Hey, it's Eric Olson, where I cover movies, music, and pop culture. If you like that kind of thing, subscribe. Have you heard the news about Roxette, or Marie Fredriksson is her actual name? If you don't know who I'm talking about, here is who she is now, but here is a Google image search. Do you recognize her? She sang a bunch of songs in the 80s. This one right here, you might recognize the most, back from the 80s, but she passed away. And this is what's going on. She was battling cancer for 17 years, and her management company did confirm this. She was 61. She was a successful solo artist in her native Sweden before joining with Pierre Gazelle to form the band that we all know, Roxette, the act that went on to achieve global fame. The duo's breakout single was The Look, reaching #1 on the US Billboard's Hot 100 chart in 1989. If you do remember that, hit the like button. If you like Roxette or anything from the 80s, definitely hit the like button. But she had some other hits. Something that you might remember from Pretty Woman, another single that she had was It Must Have Been Love. That was a great song. It became a smash hit after it was featured on the soundtrack to the romantic comedy movie, as we know from the 1980s, Pretty Woman. It was Richard Gere and Julia Roberts was in it. And it was an awesome movie. Do you like Pretty Woman? If you like Pretty Woman, make sure you hit that like button. But Roxette was touring all over the United States, and I wanted to kind of find out a little bit more information about Roxette, her history, and who she is. I thought that'd be kind of fun. So let's kind of dig into that. For my research, come to find out that, the singer Roxette, her full name is Marie Fredriksson. She co-founded the hit smash in Swedish pop group Roxette, one of the most recognized voices in her era. Fredriksson grew up in a tiny village where her mom was a factory worker and her dad was a postman. There wasn't any daycare, so her parents would take her along while delivering the mail, I should say, her mom. Ferguson began her music career as an early teenager, performing in bands before going solo. I wanted to find out a little bit more information about Roxette. I love the music from the 80s, and it's sad to hear that she passed away. So let's kind of just dive in and learn more about Roxette and her background, her history, and we'll do that in 3, 2, and 1. Well, I'm a fan of Roxette. I wanted to know a little bit more information about her and, how did she even start Roxette? How did she meet her bandmate? And this is what I found out. Roxette was a Swedish pop rock and soft rock duo consisting of her name is Marie Fredriksson. She played the vocals and keyboards, and her bandmate, Per Gazelle, was the vocals and the guitar. They was formed in 1986. The duo became an international sensation in the 1980s when they released their breakthrough album, Look Sharp. Their third album was called Joyride, and that was the one that really stuck out to a lot of us because it was huge in the United States. But their third album was Joyride, which was released in 1991. If you remember that album, hit the like button. It was released in 1991. It became a huge success. Roxette went on to achieve 19 UK top 40 hits and several US Hot 100 hits, including 4 US #1s, The Look, Listen to Your Heart, It Must Have Been Love, and of course, Joyride. I love that song. If you like that song, let me know. The other hits included Dress for Success, Dangerous, and Fading Like a Flower. And all of those songs are great from Roxette. Both of the singers and her bandmate were in successful bands beforehand, but then they joined forces to create Roxette. Of course, in 1988 to 1990, the Look Sharp album did really well, and then It Must Have Been Love was on the Pretty Woman soundtrack from the Look Sharp album. And then in 1991 to 1992 is when Joyride kicked in. And that's the one that really hit strong here in the United States. As of 1990, Roxette completed her world tour, returned back to Sweden to record their follow-up to Look Sharp, and that's the whole Joyride. After Joyride was 1992 to 1993, she had an album called Tourism, not as popular as Joyride. And then after that was 1994 to 1998, an album that was called, and this is a long one, Crash, Boom, Bang, Don't Bore Us, Get to the Chorus. I'll say that again. The album was called Crash, Boom, Bang, Don't Bore Us, Get to the Chorus. Then after that, 1999 to 2001, her next album was Have a Nice Day and Room Service. Obviously not as popular. 2002 to 2008, she did a bunch of compilation, CDs. The one thing that I kind of find kind of funny is that her albums that had really short names, like Joyride, did the best. 2009 to 2010, she did the Night of the Proms and a European tour. Then we're going through 2011 to 2012, and Charm School was the next one, and she did a world tour there, and really kind of fell off the planet of music for quite a while. And of course, 2013 to 2019, she just kind of continued doing more tours of her greatest hits. And that's kind of, what happened with her. And then, of course, she was battling, cancer for the last year or so. So that's everything about Roxette. Joyride, her biggest album. If you like the 80s, definitely hit the like button. And I cover entertainment news, music, and movies. And if you like that kind of thing, consider subscribing. See you next time.